mean sale price as percent of list. And this is just a 1 month look back, but it will tell the story that I needed to tell. This is how much did you ask for your house and how much did you actually get for it? And we'll see in September it was 95.6%. The expected range by the statistics is between 95.4 and 97.4, so it falls within that. It drifted down from a high of 99% in just a little north of 99, 99.2% back in May, but it's been hanging out here for a year in the 97 plus percent, 3% off. That is closing cost assistance, that is down payment, or not down payment assistance, but repairs, that sort of thing. Those are incidentals, that is compensation, those are things like that. That 3%, those are the sorts of things that we're negotiating about day in and day out, and totally expect 3% to come off of the price to account for things that the buyers are asking for, because in a real estate transaction, the sellers are holding the asset, they're holding the thing that has value, they own the house, and that's what everything can be leveraged against. So whether you're the seller or the buyer, buyers aren't coming to the table with pockets full of tens of thousands of dollars. Neither the sellers in most cases have tens of thousands of dollars sitting in their pockets. It's all tied up in that real estate. So the seller has it, the buyer's paying for it through interest on the mortgage. So that 3% just represents that little bit of negotiation of like, need to help pay for this, need some closing costs, got to pay for that, need a little bit of repair. We expect 3%. That's a normal number. I'd say anything much more than 3%, and you start to get into negotiation, like true negotiation territory, not just like the normal, like, hey, you know what, here's 100%, we're offering you 100%, and we need some assistance with that. That's almost like de rigueur at this point. Not 100% of transactions by any means, but in a lot of transactions, that's just like, yep, a good broker, good agent's going to look at that and present it to their seller going, they're offering you a full price offer, and they're asking for help with this, and it's within this range, and that's the way the market works. Again, the seller holds the asset you have, that's what gives access to the liquidity that help grease the wheel and pay for all of these things. Once you get past that, about roughly 3%, and in some cases, 4, 5, and 6%. Once you get much past that, then you're starting to talk about like negotiating about like, you know what, I'm not going to offer you 100%. I'm going to take a couple $1,000s off of my ask, and I'm also still going to ask for that closing cost assistance. And so we see, again, a point in time, 95.6%, 4.4% off of the ask price. This is the beginning of the tail end of the data where I said that we're seeing more homes come onto the market, but the same amount of sales are happening. Because of that, buyers now have a few more options in front of them at any given time. It's not quite a buyer's market yet at getting 95.6% as opposed to 97, 98, 99%. We're talking about really small moves here. On a $300,000 house, a percent is $3,000. It ain't nothing, but it's not a ton either. We're heading into the colder months. Again, all of the trends always follow that. So is this just part of the trend and everything will go back? Come talk to me again in April, May, and June, and we'll know a little bit more.